Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Amanda.
And today we're going to be talking about the Trans-Saharan trade routes. Trans-Saharan trade describes the route between Mediterranean countries and sub-Saharan Africa. Trans-Saharan trade route linked North Africa and the Mediterranean world with West Africa. Cultural diffusion also occurred between languages, religions, lifestyles, and family genes. Amanda caught this really great clip. Roll the clip!
Right now we are witnessing cultural diffusions among many different religions.
Oh, hi, what are you doing?
I am practicing my religion.
Cool.
That was great, Amanda! Just like the Silk and Sea roads, this trade begins as the result of environmental variation.
But Morgan, what does each region have to offer?
Well, I'll tell you, Amanda. North African coastal cities offer cloth, glassware, weapons, and books. Sahara region offers copper and salt. Savanna grasslands offer grain crops, and the sub-Saharan forests offer tree crops like yam and kola nuts. While we were walking along the way of Ghana, we recorded this clip.
Hi.
Hi!
Would you like to trade my camel for your chicken?
Yes! Here, let's trade.
The Saharan environment was totally different than what it is like today. The Saharan region was, and still is, a vast open area that separates the Mediterranean economy from the economy of sub-Saharan Africa.
Amanda, did you know that the Trans-Saharan trade route was made possible by the camel?
Yeah, and even the first traders were camel-owning people from desert oases. Major traders became North African Muslim Arabs.
What did they come to visit Africa and sub-Saharan Africa for?
They came for gold, ivory, kola nuts, slaves, and in return they gave salt, horses, cloth, weapons, and tools. As many as 5,000 camels and hundreds of people were a part of the caravans, and they would travel all night, and some of the lengths of the journeys were about 70 days, and they usually walked 15 to 20 miles.
Islamic trade in the desert was concluded by caravans of camels. According to Ibn Battuta, an explorer who accompanied one of the caravans, the average size of a caravan was 1,000 camels. The earliest evidence for domesticated camels in the region dates from the 3rd century. The camels enabled more regular contact across the entire Sahara, but regular trade routes did not develop until the surface of the Islamic conversion of West Africa in the 7th and 8th centuries.
Cattle were introduced to Central Sahara around 4,000 to 3,500 BCE, in addition to the camel. The Trans-Saharan trade was used primarily to trade gold, ivory, spices, wheat, animals, and plants. The port city of Carthage became a hub for West African gold, ivory, and slaves. West Africa received salt, cloth, beads, and metal goods in return.
While me and Amanda were walking the Trans-Saharan trade route around the city of Gaul, we recovered this footage. Right here, we are witnessing harvesting crop and trade amongst the lines of West Africa.
Oh man, I wish I had someone to help me with my crops.
I have a slave.
No! Oh, would you like to trade some wheat for your slave?
My slave is worth more than that.
You can have some textiles too.
Okay.
Come on, slave!
Bye, slave. I'll miss you.
Not.
New wealth and resources from Trans-Saharan trade allowed some regions to conduct large empires or city-states. Between 500 and 1600 CE, major empires such as Mali, Ghana, and Songhai appeared.
All the West African empires were monarchies, and they drew upon wealth of Trans-Saharan trade. They also relied on slaves, and the females were used as domestic servants and sex slaves, and the males were used as state officials, craftsmen, miners, and agricultural laborers.
Urban and commercial centers started to show up within cities in the kingdoms. Traders met and exchanged goods there. Centers of manufacturing included beads, iron tools, cotton, and textiles, and was largely Islamic.
Mediterranean economies were short of gold but could supply salt, whereas African countries had plenty of gold but needed salt. The trans-Saharan slave trade was also important because large numbers of Africans were sent north, generally to serve as domestic servants. Approximately many as 9 million African slaves were sent along the trans-Saharan caravan route.
Another clip that we found will play now.
Hi, I'm from Rome.
Hi, I'm from Ghana.
Would you like to trade from some salt?
Yes, we don't have a lot of salt here, but we have gold.
Let's trade.
The Portuguese journeys around the West African coast opened up new routes for trade between Europe and West Africa. By the early 16th century, European bases were being established on the coast, and trade with the Europeans became necessary to West Africa.
North Africa had declined in both political and economic importance, while the Saharan crossing remained long and treacherous. Although much reduced, trans-Saharan trade continued. Thank you for joining us today on learning about the trans-Saharan trade route. See you again!
Hello. Would you like to trade some salt for some gold?
Yeah, I just came from Ghana and we don't have a lot of salt.
2, 1, go!
Flare your nostrils, it feels weird.
Flare your Turn. Oh my god!
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. It's still recording, you know.